Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? And how's things where you are? Hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. So the bench has been used now to make a project. We're not done with the project. I think that means, pretty sure, this is the first official project completed on this bench, and so far I love it. I really like it. I really like it. It's been comfortable to stand at. It's been a comfortable working height. I don't know if you saw the project I was working on, or I've been working on. Let me put it back up here and talk a little bit about it. This is a desk. Ugh. Does that work? This is a desk that's short. It's a very short desk. Right now, it's sitting at 22 inches. I've got 4-inch casters to put on it, so 26 inches, and then there'll be a 3/4 inch top on top of this. So right about 26 and a half, 27 inches, something like that is what this will work out to be, which is very low for a desk, but this is intended to be used at the couch. And right now I'm using two folding tray tables as to hold my laptops, and they're actually 26 inches. I was hoping to make this a little lower, but I failed. That's okay. The project is gorgeous. I had M help me come down last night and assemble it. Right now it's just in screws. I don't know if you'll be able to see those. Those screws are going to come out, and then it'll be drilled and doweled, so that all these joints are doweled together. But for this, so with my previous table, working on something this high, so 2 feet or so, it was like cumbersome to be working up here, because I would actually be working up here, because this is about 5 or 6 inches lower. So this has been a really comfortable working height. It's been a perfect size so far. I mean, I don't build a lot of really big things, so this is, less than 4 feet. It's like 2 feet by 3.5 feet. Actually, a little bit more than that, but whatever. It's perfect. This project is probably the biggest of the things that I'd be working on here, and it works perfectly. It's a good working height, all that good stuff. Put this back. We'll talk more about that project when I get it completed. I haven't started on the top yet, and I want to put a little, on one of those front stretchers, I want to put a shelf of some kind to hold chargers, and I haven't figured that out yet, how I'm going to attach it and what it's going to look like. So this bench has been fantastic. It's solid. There is a slight issue with, I used like the adjustable feet that you screw in, screw out. If the bench gets dragged or moved, that tends to loosen and tighten those. And these particular feet don't have a locking nut. I can't lock them in place. So that's slightly annoying, but it's pretty easy to fix. And I don't really move. I try not to scoot the bench. This plastic top has been fantastic. It's pretty easy to keep clean. At first, it was really staticky and holding a lot of dust, but the static seems to have worked its way out the more I've used it, so that hasn't been an issue. I think I need to wax it. I left everything unfinished, intentionally left everything unfinished. I think I should probably oil it, at least oil it, and then wax at least the top parts of this pine, because there were instances where I was thinking I was going to get glue stuck to this. So I should probably oil the whole thing just with linseed oil. I used tried and true on that guy, but tried and true, it's a process, and I really just need to get some oil on this and let it cure. So I'll probably just use a rag and wipe on linseed oil and be done with it. And then I can wax this upper portion so that glue doesn't stick. But I'm very happy with it. It's been fantastic. The little slide out tray, I don't know if you saw, I've been using it, and it's wonderful. part of me wishes that I would have put it on this side so that it comes out this way, because I'm standing here usually, and so this can kind of be in my way. Not really, but it kind of is. I haven't, I tend to work here and over here because the table saw is back there, so I wouldn't want it coming out. So part of me wishes I'd have made it come out this side, but this side is intended to be a clamping surface, so there's not a place for it here because the table is flush. Here I have this overhang, so there's room for it to sit back inset. So, but and it hasn't really been an issue. The nice thing about it is when I have my plans, so I'm working on, last night I took the measurements. I know the measurements for the top. If that's sitting here while I'm working, I'm not doing some weird like looking over here trying to figure out. I can just glance right here and go, all right, that's my measurements, and I'm back to work. So I really like the slide out tray. I've been very, very happy working at it. I've had Malia down here twice helping me work, and it's been wonderful to have all of this space. She's been helping me hold stuff. This project, I was talking to my friend last night about it. I've been treating this like it was a client's project. This is literally two 2x4s worth of Douglas fir. I think I paid $4.40. So there's $9 or $8.80 worth of wood there. This is not high quality wood. It's very pretty. I spent a lot of time picking really nice straight grain Douglas fir. I love the look of Douglas fir, but this is not intended to be a quote nice project. But I'm treating it as if it were a nice project. I'm treating it as if I'm treating it with respect and care. I'm taking my time. I'm laying things out properly. I'm not throwing it up on the bench and working. I'm putting down, I'm using paper towels and, pieces of carpet to help pad it so it's not getting scuffed up. I'm treating it as if it were a client's project. And when I'm done with it, I could hand it to them and go, look, this is a really nice piece. Even though it's probably going to get beat up, I'm going to kick it a lot. It's going to live a life of hardship. In my living room. So I probably am putting a lot of effort into it, a lot more than I should, but I think it's good practice. It's good practice always to treat things as if it was the most important thing. And I think that focus for me has been really helpful lately. As I've been thinking about, paying more attention to my social media channels, because I've basically ignored those for a long time, I've found myself being more distracted lately than usual, and I need to curtail that. I need to remember that taking my time, being present in the moment is a very important skill, and I do not want it to atrophy. I want that skill to stay up to date. And so taking my time on this project, but I mean, you could argue I took my time on this bench because it took me 6 months to build it, but the reality was I rushed a lot of the pieces of it. It took me 6 months because I didn't work on it for 4 months. It just kind of sat idle, whereas this project is almost done after a week, and yet I'm saying I'm taking my time. What I mean by that is every operation I'm thinking it through. I'm making sure that when I think about how I'm making the cuts, it's working out. I'm taping and marking out everything so that I don't accidentally drill things in the wrong place, which I've done all the time on all of my other projects. Or like this bench, when I broke the lower stretcher, I wasn't taking my time. I wasn't thinking through. I could have used a clamp to push that joint together. I decided to try to beat on it with a hammer. It split, whatever. Taking my time and being gentle is, I think, a really important skill that we all should probably learn. I will say, the one thing I'm reconsidering as I work on this bench is I have done some sitting here. Outside of this show, I have done some sitting at this bench as if it were a work table. I've got a wood carving project coming up where I will be sitting here doing wood carving. I am now very, very seriously reconsidering the drawer situation underneath. I don't know that I want a full width cabinet under here. The original plan was to build 2 stacks of drawers under here for hand tools and such, but I'm now thinking I will probably only have half. So maybe this half will have drawers. This half, at least on this side of the center stretcher, will remain open so that I can sit here at this portion and use this like a desk. Because I am enjoying this table, and I don't want to make it worse by putting drawers in. I need the drawers. I want to put my chisels and my hand planes in here so they're not sitting in the open air if I open the garage door and they collect condensation, whatever. So I want drawers, but I'm thinking now it's just going to be a half chest. And then maybe on this back side, I can put drawers on this side. But on this portion, at least, I'll leave it open so that I can sit here and do some things. It's been a good bench. Once I get this top situation figured out on this and start building it, the next thing I need to do is build a box for this stuff. I'm tired of it's living in different places, and it would be so much simpler if it was just plop it down, plug it in, let's roll. So I need to come up with something. And I want it to be, it's going to be on camera every time we do this. So it needs to be at least somewhat attractive. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. That might be the excuse that finally gets me to create the box joint jig for my box joint blades. And I'll do box joints, so it'll be a learning experience. That's probably what's going to happen. So, what do you got going on this weekend? It's Friday. We love Fridays here. We have some family time tonight. I think we're going to hang out together with my oldest and play some video games and just chill. And then we have my youngest gets home tomorrow from band camp, and we have softball game, and probably pickleball and working on that and hanging out and playing board games and maybe working outside some. So I got a busy weekend ahead. What do you got going on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is ribald. It is an adjective meaning lewd, off-color, somewhat dirty, and inappropriate. It is useful to distinguish between the pornographic, condemned in every society, and the bawdy, the ribald, the shared vulgarities and jokes, which are the safety valves of most social systems. Margaret Mead, an American cultural anthropologist. Ribald, R-E-B-A-L-D. I would say that off camera, if we're not in a public setting, I am a very ribald person.